Hi, this is Dana, and in this video I will talk about the predicament faced by warriors in the spiritual fighting in 3D. I had video in the beginning where I spoke about the predicament for the empaths. My plan was to also make the video on the predicament for the warriors, but God always gave me a different topic, so only now, a month later, I get to actually talk about the predicament to the warriors. And maybe this is a perfect timing because it correlates to the previous video in which I'm talking about the importance in the current phase to bring together the warriors which are enrolled in God's army. So those who fight for God's lineage. And so then in this video, I will discuss about the predicament of spiritual fighting in 3D for the warriors. And this might sound a little bit bizarre, but it's not, and I will explain why. Because the warriors, the spiritual warriors from God's lineage, are used with a specific type of spiritual fighting according to astral rules. They are used with a perception of fighting for God in honorable ways, following astral rules, in dignity and fair play. But unfortunately, what we are faced with in 3D is an entirely different type of encounter, which is based on deception, trickery, traps, bending free will, creating bondages on God's lineage, creating bondages in their names, using black magic, sorcery, necromancy, hidden bondages which are not revealed, secret societies, fake declarations, meaning declarations and complaints which are created specifically to present untruthful situations and place blames on individuals who haven't done those things or haven't done those things with those intentions, and they are putting those individuals under judgment of some fake authorities which are not recognized by Akashic records, and they don't really have authority, but they are created in 3D specifically to block your path. And I gave many examples before. I will give one more here just to make sure that everybody understands. They will essentially plant people in your life to create a situation, bending your will, speaking in your name, and through different individuals, either through your parents, through your spouse, through somebody that you're in a relationship with, and they will then make a formal complaint to these authorities. They will create a judgment on you, but their entire purpose is to create this circus in your life just as a cover-up for them to give you a punishment. And usually the punishment is placing some dark entity on you. They call this taking your power away. This is not according to astral rules. So they will, I'll give you one example. An individual that you're in a relationship with will make a formal complaint of you cheating on them, even if you didn't do so, or if they tricked you into doing that by drugging you, by date rape, by all of that. And then the judgment will be he is addicted to promiscuity and so on. Hence, we take his power away, and they put demonic attachments on you as punishment, which is not right in astral laws. Nobody allows anyone to put entities on you as a punishment. This is not a divine justice. But they do this in order to take your power, because you're busy fighting that demonic attachment which they placed on you. So you cannot stand in your power. And they do this repeatedly to block your path, to take your power away by basically forcing you into a fight which is not fair, and which is not legitimate, and hence they take your rights, your ranking, and so on, and all of it is a circus. It's a bond. This is called a bondage. They say it's a karma, but it's not a karma because it was a trap. It was bending your free will. It was against astral rules, and it was done by individuals with ill intent, which have been lying, doing perjury, and some legal authorities which are not recognized by Akashic records. But this is what we are facing in 3D. And I made some videos in which I explained that this is being done from young childhood. And this is why children from God's lineage are abducted and placed in these satanic cults and being claimed by darkness. But this is not by their free will. And this is not God's judgment, not God's justice. So many of the bondages are created by password encoded. And they will basically just instantly come up to you when you access a gift. So you just get, this is why God is activating gifts gradually, because once a gift is being activated, they create password encoded attacks on you and attachments on you in order for you to not be able to use that gift. And it takes for you to do the spiritual fighting in order to break that bondage, get rid of those attachments, so you can actually use a gift to create. So you use that gift and you work with that gift in order to see the bondages created on you using that gift. And only then, when you're done with that, God will activate another gift for you, because otherwise you will be overwhelmed with darkness being sent to you. In all of this, the most important help you have is God. You must claim justice, judgment, and punishment, and you must not give undeserved forgiveness. I keep saying this, and I know people still are reluctant to do that. I tell you, this is the only way for you to see what was done, because it's hidden bondage, and it's being presented as karma. But it is not karma because it was fake creation. It was artificially created. It was a trap. It was a setup. It wasn't your free will choice. And they create this, presenting it as karma so they can give you punishments. And then you are overwhelmed with some darkness attacks which are not, according to astral rule, are being created on purpose on you. So you must claim justice, judgment, and punishment. And I say this, you must do this against everyone, your spouse, your children, your parents, everyone, your colleagues. You are only doing good by claiming justice, judgment, and punishment, because this way God will reveal what was done. And many times they use innocent individuals to create bondage on you, who are misguided themselves, who are under bondage themselves, and they don't know what they're doing. So by doing so, you help even those. I say this, even karmics who have done lots of harm in their life should claim justice, judgment, and punishment, because many of the things that they have done were bondage created on them themselves. God has been showing me this repeatedly. I have seen many karmics who have done atrocities. I cannot explain how much harm they've done. And sometimes I was just puzzled. I said, I cannot understand why. Why is he doing this? And God would show me that individual's path. And he said, you know, when he was a child, his parents took him to this satanic cult. This attachment was placed on him from that point forward. And he would show me each and every step of the way how many innocent individuals, or some of them were basically individuals who were born from a karmic couple, a crossbreed, and hence they were claimed by darkness. And they even when they received a soul from God, they made bad choices, they did harm, and they lost that soul. Or a trauma was created on them on purpose in order to do trauma bondage, and to cause that individual to lose the soul, because the soul would give a direct connection to God, and then that individual could see some of the things that were done on him or her. So even the karmics which are under judgment and punishment, although God has shown me that most of them are just eager to transfer the karma on innocent people, dragging them down and trying to get away from paying that karma. But if they would instead claim justice from God, they will be amazed to see how much of their wrongdoing is not their own free will choice, but it was created by somebody else on them. But since they're too busy on transferring their karma to us, they don't get a clean slate from God because they don't see what was done on them. Because many times, maybe half of the karma they are being judged for is not their own creation, but somebody else created on them. And if they will claim justice, judgment, and punishment, God will show to them, from 10 bad things, only 3 are yours, and 7 were created in your name. And if you fight to clean those 3 which you are guilty of, you will get a clean slate, you will get a soul, you will move on, instead of dragging other people down and creating more karma on you. So I keep saying this, and I really hope that individuals will at least try, even if you fear God, because if you do something wrong, many times you are afraid of God's judgment. And then, out of fear, you don't claim God's judgment because you say, oh, he's going to punish me as well. No, even if he punishes you, that is the only way for you to stay in light. So you have to understand that claiming justice, judgment, and punishment in 3D is the only way to do the spiritual fighting, because much of this is being presented in very foolish ways. The attacks are stupid, really stupid. The slander, it's outrageous, I mean, to me, it was shown, for example, that although I was celibate for many years, many years, at the same time, those bastards were creating some fake accounts with my pictures with my name, and they were doing promiscuous activities for money. And then they made judgment on me, saying that I am promiscuous, and they put demonic attachments on me. And this is outrageous. This is like, I was saying to God at the time when he showed me, this is stupid. I haven't been in a relationship for more than 7 years. This is stupid. When you see this kind of bondage, it looks so stupid to you that you don't feel like fighting it, because it's like, this is stupid. You just need to ask a question and it will be revealed to you that it's a lie. It's all a lie, But unfortunately, what you must understand, that this is not a positive and helpful approach. You must fight it. It doesn't matter how stupid it looks, because this is how they do harm to you. They place attachments on you. They make the sacrifice rituals, and you are claimed by darkness for things you haven't done. But if you don't fight it to their level, you basically don't get away from it. And God always, when I was frustrated, I was like, this is very stupid, because this is not true, and anyone can check and see it's not true. This is very easy to prove it's not true. And I don't feel like lowering myself to their level to encounter these imbeciles, which they are promiscuous, they are doing these things, and they're just using my name, and they're pointing the finger at me. But for me, it's very easy to prove it's not me doing this. It's them doing holograms with my image, taking pictures of me in my own courtyard, and using them on websites and in so many other ways. And when I would say this, God said, this is the ego talking in you. You must remember why you came to 3D. You came here to fight this. And God would always told me when I was frustrated with these things, God always told me, it takes the foolish things of the world to confine the wisest. I know it's unfair for you to engage in this stupid slander and to prove it wrong, because it's a lie, and you know that everyone knows it's a lie. You know that the judge who's giving you that fake punishment knows it's a lie, and he was involved in creating that fake evidence against you, which he is using then to condemn you. But you must carry on the fight. This is the 3D fight. I mean, I know that you came thinking of a different type of fighting, but you must put the ego aside, do the fighting, put the frustration aside, do the fighting, claim justice, judgment, and punishment. And I promise you that one day you will be free of all of this, and then you will be able to create in peace, because this is the environment you're seeking for, not stupid encounters and slander and lies and fake bondages and so on. So I fully know the frustration of facing this type of fighting, which to me is not fighting and shouldn't be allowed. I even said this to God, you know, there should be some authority to simply establish they are lying and punish them. We shouldn't waste our time and energy in these stupid shit encounters with them, because everything they do is essentially just crazy. It has nothing to do with us. But again, this is the fighting, and this is the big disappointment and the big predicament for the warrior, because the warrior is used with a different kind of fighting, with astral rules being applied, with fair play. The warrior is used with fighting with spiritual power and spiritual ranking, is not used with fighting with these lies and fake creation, scenario creation, and all these lies. But unfortunately, this is the reality. This is the predicament you're facing. And as soon as you understand the full picture and you start claiming justice, judgment, and punishment from God, you will see how this unravels. Again, I make reference to the prophetic writings which I published on my Facebook page. There are almost 400 of them, in which I explained in each phase of my fighting different techniques in which God showed me how to fight this. Some of them I will make videos as well, but not all of them, because it will take too long. I will publish, I am working on this to publish all my prophetic writings so far. I will publish them in a book, and I will put the link in the description box so you can purchase the book. And these are very valuable advices because they give you exact divine guidance how to fight this craziness of bondage creation based on scenario and all sorts of trickery tactics and trapping and slandering and bullying and gang stalking and presenting it then in a totally different light to make you feel or seem guilty to others. And sometimes even others who are condemning you are under attack. So it's clear that I'm upsetting someone saying this. Many times God has shown me that they will place, for example, a curse on you and demonic entities to attack people that you meet in your work, in your on your street, on subway, everywhere. If you go to buy stuff, and people, everyone who encounters you is being attacked by levitation, by demons, saying specific things, and it's a sort of a mockery at you to make everyone think of you in a bad light. God showed me they did this on me, so nobody will believe my prophetic writings, saying she's stupid, she's crazy, she's, you know, all of this. Although those people could have asked in astral if what I'm saying is truth, and they could have learned the truth, but they were under attack, which was created specifically so nobody will believe my writing, nobody will read my prophetic writings, or if they believe it or read it, not to apply it. God actually showed me people who read it, people with spiritual knowledge who knew I am saying the truth, but still There was a spell done on my work in such a way that although those people believed what I was writing, they wouldn't apply it themselves. They were essentially blocked, like in a hypnosis kind of state mind, and they were just looking at my writings. They knew it's correct, but they didn't claim justice. And I'm like, what the fuck to do? I keep doing this prophetic writing. I keep telling them what to do. What else do you want me to do, Father God? And God showed me it's a spell on them. Everyone who encounters the reading, your Facebook page, not to be able to apply it. And they do it in different ways, through demonic attachments, through spirit attachment on the page, through levitation, through hypnosis, through many, many, many ways. And it doesn't matter how much it bothers others. I'm gonna keep saying this. So the foolish things of the world are specific to 3D type of fighting, and this is the predicament of the warriors, the spiritual warriors, the true warriors with true spiritual power. Because guess what? The fight is not carried in your field, where spiritual power has respect. But it's played in their field, in 3D field, where the spiritual power is mocked and is bullied and is being attacked by black magic. So, with all of this being said, you must understand that although bondage is not karma and is being artificially created against you and in your name, you must know that if you don't fight against it to break it, through its repetition, it becomes not karma, but it becomes karmic in nature, meaning it's going to repeat itself until you break it. If you don't break it, it's not going to stop playing at you. So you have to actually cope with this. I know there's a lot of frustration in doing this. I know it fully, believe me. But I'm here to tell you this is the way to fight in 3D. And once you break the karmic cycles created through bondage, artificially created at you and in your name, we will all move in a different phase, in a phase of creation, when we will be able to be ourselves, because all that are from divine lineage do not necessarily cope well with this low vibration dimension 3D, which is based only on lies, trickery, deception, traps, and artificially created bondages. So it is uncomfortable for us, as much as it is uncomfortable for those with darkness to stay in our presence, because our light irritates their demons. But hopefully many of us will get to break bondage. Many of those people who became karmic will have the guts to claim justice, judgment from God. So they will break free on their own from that which they created, or that was which was created on them. And once this is being done, we will all be in a different phase. Now, as I said in the previous video, it is time for those from God's lineage who have been breaking bondages to come together in communities and carry on this fight together. As you do this, do not hesitate to claim God's justice and judgment against your colleague, your mate, your wife, your spouse, your children, your parents. Do not hesitate to do that, because this can save them. If something is done in their name and they are not aware, you claiming justice and judgment from God will reveal what is being done, and they will break free in the beginning of the phase. If you don't do it, that darkness which is claiming them because it's working in their name will take hold on them, and they will end up being tricked. Because as this darkness has power over you, you don't see divine guidance. You don't see God properly. You don't hear guidance. You don't have guts to follow guidance. And many times the guidance you must follow blindly from God, because everything is password encoded, and God cannot show you what was done. But if you do what God tells you, it will be revealed to you on your path. Okay, so again, I emphasize the importance of claiming justice, judgment from God by everyone, because this is the only chance that some of the darkness is being transmuted by showing you who did what to you. So you will only then be in the position to fight for yourself and to fight against it, to break the bondages created on you. I'm going to stop here. I hope I was clear enough. Again, this is about the predicament faced by the spiritual warriors who are determined to fight. But the predicament resides in you understanding that this is not the spiritual fighting you are looking for. This is a phase which you must overcome so you can get into the proper place where the spiritual power, which is endorsed by astral rules and which is what you are accustomed with, can be carried on in a totally different environment, namely in 5D. I will stop here. I will ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can support my work, and to make sure that we get this information to as many people as possible, as you might save somebody's life by passing on this, by making sure that this information gets to others. You find in the description box below the information to my PayPal account. I thank everyone that donated, and I'm grateful for the donations. I keep forgetting to start my video. God showed me to start my video by thanking those who donated, and I keep forgetting because I'm so focused on the message that I have to pass. But I don't want to end this video before I'm expressing my gratitude to those who donated, and to thank in advance to those who intend to donate. My PayPal account is in the description box below, as well as an Amazon list for items that you can gift to me. Thank you, and please don't hesitate to ask questions if you feel like you need more clarity on something. I will be happy to answer.